5:21 through 6:9 is an example of a household code in the New Testament. What is a household code? Well, it tells people how to act in relationships with loved ones. Where did the term come from? Martin Luther coined this term in the 15th century. And we also find codes in ancient literature. They were common in Greece and in Rome. The Bible contains 3 household codes. The one we're studying in our lesson today, Ephesians 5:22 through 6:9, Colossians 3:18 through 4:1, and 1 Peter 3:1 through 3:7, although that one focuses more on a marriage where one partner is not a believer. The pagan codes were similar to the ones found in Scripture, but also very different. And the biggest difference was that the pagan codes didn't include instructions to the powerful people. No instructions to men or husbands, fathers, or masters. Only instructions to the vulnerable people, women, children, and servants. Just like today, if we look at the family of the ancient world, some of the powerful people were kind to the vulnerable people, and others were self-absorbed, even abusive. In many places without Christ, that is still true today. Now, you might ask, why doesn't Jesus change this? And I would answer, well, he did. Because the Bible is introducing a completely different kind of household code. The biblical household code reflects new values to produce new kinds of relationships. Because for the first time, the powerful people are addressed and their power is limited. Paul is painting a new picture of family relationships, and it's a revolutionary picture for that time. So keep that in mind as you study this household code in Ephesians. This is good to know, but we still have to grapple with the concept of women and submission in the household codes. And to a lot of women, submission sounds like that we as the women have to give in and other people don't. But really, that's not true. The Greek word for submission is hupotasso. Hupo means to come under, and tasso means to marshal troops or arms. If you put those two words together, submission means to come under in preparation for a battle. And I'm seeing it as a spiritual battle. When I submit to my husband, I'm teaming up with him in the spiritual battle that we both face in this world. I'm coming under him to lift him up as we make our way in what can be a difficult world together as a team. It means I'm willing to give of myself for a good long-range purpose, but God also asks something of the husband in the code. In our lesson, we see that there are 2 asks working together. We see God asking the husband to love his wife and to sacrifice for her the way that Christ sacrificed for the church. She comes under, she submits, she lifts him up. He responds, treats her well, comes under, he lifts her up, and up they go, up, up, up. Paul is exhorting husbands and wives to reciprocal love. A first-century father said it like this: "From being loved, the wife too becomes loving, and from her being submissive, the husband learns to yield." I hope learning about the household codes has been helpful. I think Paul gets a bad rap for his view of women, but what we see is that he is actually a defender of the vulnerable. These codes were not oppressive to the vulnerable. Paul was actually protecting women, children, and slaves. He was elevating their status. He was warning the powerful people not to take advantage of them. And here we see a beautiful picture of reciprocal love in the Scriptures. And our calling is to live this out.